Hi, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your signature project. Hopefully, all of you completed stage 1, part 1 of the project in your research class. If you are an EDS student, you should have already completed this project, part 1 of the project. You should have already gone through the IRB board and gotten approval, and hopefully started the project already. It's summer. It may be difficult to do a project if you haven't started it yet. I'm hoping you've already done that part. If you are an EDS student and you have not submitted to the IRB board and you have not implemented your project, you need to email me and let me know, and we need to go from there. You'll have to submit to IRB as soon as possible, and if you cannot finish the project during this course, I'll have to give you an incomplete, and you will have to finish it later. I think you will have 2 online semesters or terms to complete the project. If you are not an EDS student, you do not have to implement it. But if you're not an EDS student, if you are a Alt A or a master's level student, email me and let me know, and we'll discuss what you have to do. So on signature project, ideally, like I said, you've already done part 1. You've written a paper. It was a proposal. It was a lit review and proposal of you identified a problem and that you wanted to investigate. Now you're going to do part 2. And that is, you're going to make a video telling me about your project. It's going to tell me what happened when you implemented it, what data you found. You're going to be as thorough as you possibly can. And this is why you have to have already implemented it or be able to implement it during this class. This is the presentation of your results. So you're going to develop a presentation that's a comprehensive overview of your signature project. It should not exceed 14 to 18 slides, including title slide and reference slide. You should record yourself explaining your presentation. Right now I'm using ScreenPal. I think it was Screencast-O-Matic or something like that, but it's now ScreenPal. So you can use that, and you can record yourself and show your screen at the same time. You can use Kaltura or another means of recording. You're going to have to share this with me and share it on Blackboard, and you're going to have to make sure that it is viewable. I have to be able to see it, and I have to be able to hear it. Your audio must work. So you're going to present. What was your original problem? I haven't seen your papers, so I don't know. You're going to have to tell me in this presentation. What was the problem that you investigated? Summarize the original data and the problem addressed. Talk about your lit review that you did. Then you're going to outline your action plan. What was your plan? What did you say you were going to do? Your sampling method, your sampling description, instrumentation, collaborative efforts, your procedures, your internal and external validity. You're also going to discuss the ethical considerations that occurred when you were implementing your plan. Did you look at confidentiality, special populations, your IRB approval, any ethical information that you need or considerations you need to discuss need to be covered. And then you're going to present your results and interpretation. You're going to show me your data of the implementation of the action plan, present it in appropriate graphical format, compare the data with the original data from your lit review, and connect the data and action plan outcome to student achievement. Did you have positive results or did you have negative results? Were they neutral? And then a reflection. Remember, this should be a video. You can put it in a PowerPoint and discuss your PowerPoint, but remember, use bullets. Don't put a whole lot of information on any one slide. And you're going to expand with your voice. You're going to expand with your presentation. So you don't have to have all the information on the slides. Graphs, charts, things like that, show data, definitely you're going to have on the slides. Let's look at the signature project overview. All this is on Blackboard under your signature project information. This talks about stage 1, which you should have already done in your research class, and your action proposal. All that, the paper was in stage 1. You're not presenting the paper to me. You're not showing me the paper. Do not put your paper up on the screen and go through the paper and discuss it. That's not what I want. I want a presentation. I've had people do that before. They just put their paper up and they go through and read it to me. That's not what I want. That's not what I'm looking for. So stage 1, you should have already done. Stage 2 is your implementation, results, and presentation. Like I said, ideally you've already implemented or started implementing. If not, you can do it this summer. If you don't have time to finish, I'll have to give you an incomplete. If you can't do it because you don't have access to students, then I'll have to give you an incomplete. But we'll work with that. Once you've obtained IRB approval, you're going to implement all elements of the action plan that are outlined and explained. The stuff that you discussed in stage 1, you're going to do in stage 2. And in this presentation, you're going to tell me about that. This indicates stage 2 can be completed without being enrolled in the course where part 2 of the signature project is housed. In fact, it's strongly encouraged that you implement your action plan as soon as you receive IRB approval. Like I said, hopefully you've already done that. If you haven't, we're going to work with that. But you're going to present, this says an 8 to 10 minute video presentation. I'm going to say you can go up to 20 minutes. I would think 15 would be ideal. If you can do it in 10, that's great. Wonderful. But if you can't, I understand. Please do it within 20 minutes. But I would say probably no more than 15 would be ideal. In your presentation, you're going to present your original data, the identified problem, summarize the background investigation, that's your lit review, outline the action plan, describe your implementation process. If you made any adjustments to your plan while you were implementing it, talk about that, describe any alternative actions, present your results, summarize data and interpretations, connect data and action plan to student achievement, and make your next step recommendations. On Blackboard, all of this is over here on Signature Project Part 2. That's where all this information is. That's the 2 documents I've just shown you. Then here are 2 examples and feedback. I was not the person who graded these examples. This is not my feedback, but my feedback would probably be similar. And down here is some detailed information. This is really just an extension of the rubric. The rubric, this rubric is extended a little bit just to give you a little bit more idea of what I'm looking for. Like I said, don't worry about 10 minutes. If you go over 10, that's fine. But all of this should give you kind of an outline of what you need to be doing. Once again, if you are not an EDS student, you need to let me know. There is an alternate form of this assignment, and we need to discuss that. If you have not done part 1 of the signature project, you need to let me know. I think everybody should have had their research class before this class, so you should have done it. But if you haven't, just reach out to me and let me know, and we'll go from there. We might have to seek some additional guidance, but we'll go from there. I know I went through this kind of quick, but this should give you a kind of a general idea of what you need to be doing. And it's all based on that part 1 and the implementation of part 1. And that's the key thing, is have you implemented part 1. So I figure I'll probably get a bunch of emails after this, and that's fine. That's why I'm here. I'm going to guide you through this. If I don't have the answers, I don't usually teach this class. I have taught it before, but it's been a while. And I'm familiar with most of the assignments in the class and our behavior project, but the signature project I'm not as clear on that. So as far as who has to do it or what the alternate assignments are, all that stuff. But I've gotten feedback today, and so I do know that EDS students have to have implemented it. So if you have questions after this, email me. You can call me. If you call, I prefer that you text first. Text or email first. Actually, if you're going to call me, text me first and make sure that I'm available. And also, because sometimes I don't answer numbers that I don't know. And if you text me first and say, hey, Dr. Robertson, I'm about to call you, is that okay? I can let you know that it's okay, and I'll be expecting your call. So hopefully this gives you a little more information on this assignment and it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable with it. Just know this assignment is not something the instructor puts in the class. The department puts this in this class, and so we just have to work with it and go. Okay, email me. I look forward to hearing from you guys.